Of course. Hey everyone, let me adjust this just a little bit because, of course, it all resets when after I have everything set up. And then, hey, this is a nice shot. This looks pretty good. It, of course, all resets back to default, and I have to jump in and push buttons and stuff really quick. I hope everyone's having a great night. I hope everyone's having a nice weekend. It absolutely poured rain all day here. So there was a lot of house cleaning and a lot of computer stuff and a lot of laundry stuff you don't normally do when you're, here and enjoying yourself in Florida because you want to be outside. So quick one, just a update. Last night I was gonna go live with you guys and like, hey everyone, check it out. We're gonna mount the PDC and we're going to check the door poppers and that everything works correctly. And I spent so much time trying to figure out what the hell's wrong. I mean, you can see I have one of the relays off. I swapped out relays. I swapped out fuses. I triple checked all the wires. I had the, oh, hey, Denise. Hey, Liz. You ladies are up late. That's cool. The wiring all checked out except for one part. And I hate this. Also, because it's a pain in the ass to get out of here because I put it in so tight. The receiver for the door poppers is officially Whitney Houston. So it's all done. I'm sad because I loved this remote. Come on. Okay, you ready? The best part? It has a little antenna. Come on. How cool is that? How awesome. That fits this car so perfect. But no. So those are going away. They no longer make this. They haven't made this in about 6 years. And I talked to the company and he said, who the hell needs 12 channels anyway? Most guys are running 2 channels, whatever. So yeah. I went on Amazon and looked at 2-channel relay sets, just RF controlled, just remote controlled. And it's kind of odd because most of these 2-channel ones, you can do a ton of stuff with them. You can do 12-volt stuff. You can do 120-volt stuff. So you can turn on lights in your house. You can do door poppers on 26-foot limos. You can do all sorts of different things with it. And none of them actually work with what I'm doing. Because the fun part is they're very low amp. So they're not pulling a lot. And I'll show you with the new one. I'll just do a little comparison. So unfortunately, our Electric Life, which is actually made by a company called Micro, and I did a bunch of research on this, and you guys can look it up too if you're really bored. The model number right here is DLRX12R. There is officially one forum post in the entire internet from 15 years ago about this unit. One. That's it. There's nothing else out there about this. So silly me thinking that it was a very popular unit and a lot of people would be using it. I couldn't have been wronger than wrong. So yeah, we're all done with this unit. The good news is in my board, I only drilled these 2 screws, and with a little bit of hot glue, I can cover those holes up. So I'm not too terribly bummed about it. Like with these, if I had to replace them, then I would have these 3 big, huge holes. But also, these are now redundant because the new box has relays in it. So these are going to be spares. We're just going to leave them in here. We'll cover up these wires. We're going to protect it. We'll probably be using these for something else, probably for valve switching for the hot tub, for fill and circulate, drain and circulate. Since we have the 3 relays, we're going to use these. We're just not sure what for yet. And we still have our 2 relays for the license plate up and down. So this is still a very, very functional unit. We're not going to be using this thing. And I figured I would do the deconstruction with you folks since you're here. And there goes our ground wire. We'll miss you, ground wire. We always miss a ground wire. And our hot wire, or sorry, positive, 12 volt positive. And our ignition, 12 volt positive. I even talked to my friend Chris, who originally hooked this up in the limo, and said, hey, Chris, I don't remember ever hooking up the yellow. Did we hook up the yellow? And he's like, I think we did. I mean, this was obviously ages ago. So I sort of half-assed hooked up the yellow, and it did not help at all in any way. So you guys remember that neat thing where I pulled the wires through that I talked about on the last one, where I pulled the wires through this web loom? So there's a couple of good examples, exactly where I needed them. And it's unfortunate. This is just to cover up our other 8 channels or 10 channels. So this had a split loom or a heat shrink at the bottom, but I had to pull it off in order to get the yellow out. So unfortunately, this thing is now a paperweight, and it'll probably go in the garbage. Everything works on it except power. So it does not, for some reason, accept 12 volts. That little red light should come on when it has 12 volts, and it does not. So we're all done. What we have in its place, and I got one today, and I'm getting a different one tomorrow, and I'm going to test out both of them. God, I'm going to miss this keychain. God, I love that antenna. Oh. Maybe I can figure out a way to keep this keychain. Or the key fob. We're obviously going to keep the keys. I'm getting a bunch of messages now. So we have a new unit. And not going to say the name of it yet because I don't know if we're going to use it yet. But the very first thing I had to do was sand it down and paint it. Because it came, this is going to be a little hard to see if I don't have a light handy. And yeah, we're in fun shorts tonight because I got absolutely drenched earlier. So I'm going to try, oh, that's way too bright. Here, maybe if I do it from the back, you guys can see. There you go. That's the color that it came. And it's this god-awful PC beige. I mean, it's bad. It's bad, bad. And to put PC beige with the red and black on here, it really looks homemade. It really looks half-assed. I'm seriously debating about painting it black. But I did do, I have the first coat of white paint on here. And then the downside is the mounting for this is really bad. So I did obviously one crappy coat of white on the back and a bunch of it peeled off and I lifted it off. So this is our new relay, this relay box. This is the inside of it. And you can see we have 2, they're actually programmable relays. They're either momentary or latching or toggle. So if you do momentary, you hit the button and it does it for 1 or 2 seconds and then releases. If you do latching, that's click, it turns on, it stays on until you click it again, it turns off. And then toggle, it toggles it on, toggles it off, toggles it on, toggles it off. It's pretty simple. I put in some test wires because I'll test it out later. We got power and ground, and then we have our hookups for our poppers. Now, this one, you can add on remotes and a whole bunch of other stuff, which is kind of neat. It's okay. He's very small. The downside is he is not very powerful. He's only 10 amps. So these guys are rated to 40 amps, 30 maybe 30 amps. JD 1914, it doesn't say amperage on here, but I believe these guys are at least 30 amps. This guy needs to push probably probably 20 amps in order to do those door poppers. Those door poppers are big boys. I think they're 100-pound door poppers. It sounds like a gunshot when you open the doors. It's pretty loud. So I'm going to need probably a little more juice than what this little guy can give me. But this basically does, he goes right on like that. And that's what he looks like. He looks like a little doorbell guy. Now, here's the other downside. There's no real good way to mount this. You have the hanging tab in the back, but if you look really close, all of your electronics are exposed back there. I know that's kind of hard to see. So you have contacts and stuff that are exposed. So if you have a screw like this, you put it in there, slide it down. Hopefully you're not contacting anything. You got to be really careful. There is a lot of room, but you got to be really careful, and probably going to have to cover up the head of the screw with maybe some paint or a piece of cloth tape or something just to protect it. No shorting, no corrosion, all of that stuff. It's just not a very good way to mount it. I think most people are putting Velcro on the back here. Sorry, hook and loop. I don't want to get in trouble. You can figure out a way, if anything, keep it for looks. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with that thing. I'm going to get rid of it. I think the short work, yeah, Florida racing gear. This was really funny because I got absolutely drenched earlier. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm obviously not putting pants on. It's not cold enough for that. I'm just going to grab shorts. And I opened the drawer, and this is the first pair of shorts I saw. They went on. It wasn't a major selection process. It wasn't like, do these make my butt look nice? Am I going out later? These work with my hair? It's none of that. It's, hey, look, that was on top. That's clean. All right, let's go. So yeah, not thrilled with the mounting on this. That's why I haven't mounted it to the board, and that's why I'm going to wait for, and that's the tag that I took off of it. I'm going to wait for the other one to come here, and I'm going to test them both and see which one works better. This one I have set up really quickly, but going through the spec sheet and going through the instructions, I don't think 10 amps is going to be enough. I'm sure this works for other stuff, but the other thing to remember, this was $18. So I'm not, if I don't use it on this, I'm probably going to use it on something else that's, a lot lower power. Obviously, with these tiny terminals and the, skinny 20 gauge wires, I'm not pushing a lot of amps. And here's the remote that comes with it. And the downside is you have an A and a B on there, and there's no option to do like 1 or 2 or to put your own labels on there. The nice part is the batteries were already in there. I don't know if you can see that light up. Yeah, the remotes are cool, and it's white, which is nice because it matches the car. But A and B, it reminds me, I don't know, you guys probably have never seen this movie. It's called How I Got Into College, and it's a very funny movie. It's by Savage Steve Holland. And there's like these dream sequences, and the 2 characters are A and B, and it's very funny. The characters are very, very funny. So if you get a chance, it's worth checking out that movie. I'm just going to put this relay back in place. The other option that I do have with this guy is to use this relay to power these relays. That's the other question. I don't know if this one has enough juice to power these to send signal. So that's why we're going to check out the other one. I don't remember if the other one has more in the pipeline or not, but we're going to find out. I'm just really bummed that the original unit, and that unit actually came with the car. So I don't know how old it was. It said 20, I think it said 2018 on there. So it's at least 7 years old. There we go. Also, I'm looking on the ground because I saw a wolf spider about the size of a chocolate chip cookie, and he took off that way, but I don't know how far. So I'm hoping he's gone, found food somewhere else. So that's kind of where we're at right now. We're waiting for, number one, waiting for paint to dry. Number two, I'm waiting for that other part to come in. It'll be here tomorrow. And we're going to test out these two remote relay switches, see which one's going to work best for us. I don't know. These are supposed to be, a lot of guys use these for door poppers, but I don't think they have the big boy door poppers like I have here. So I'm gonna have to look for something, kind of a little bit more powerful. I have this feeling like this car, you guys know this from watching this car, like it doesn't want to get built. It's afraid of me because someone tortured it before. So when I'm trying to do all this stuff right, it's like, no, you shouldn't do that, because it's whatever happened before, it's scarred, and now it's afraid for anyone to touch it. That's my psychotic insight into this car, because every time I try and do something, either to clean it up and make it look more professional, or to clean it up and make it work 100 times better, or to clean it up so just to clean it up. Every time I do that, the car fights me, and the car says, no thanks, or let's do something different, or one of the old components burns out. Whatever it is, it's always fighting me. There has yet to be, I'm trying to think what has been a one and done with this car. Not a single damn thing. There's not a single nut or bolt that I've put on this car where it was straightforward. I'm going to take that back. The wheels. The wheels did go, well, yes, they did. Because all I had to do was take those stupid spacers off, and these guys bolted right up. So the wheels did go on. Shocks, a huge disaster. Steering, a huge disaster. Engine, two different engines, a 454 big block and this 383 stroke, two 383 strokers. Huge disaster. It's always been a huge endeavor. The gas tank, the fuel sender, every single thing. It's like it's afraid of someone touching it, because the last time someone touched it, it got all jacked up and everything was done half-assed, and it had to fight for survival, and now it doesn't want to do that. So it's really fearful. Yeah, it can be, once bitten, twice shy. It can be that. It just, I want to tell the car, look, I'm trying to make you nice. I'm trying to make you reliable. I'm trying to make you fun. I want everyone to really, really like you, and we'll go have fun, and we'll do huge burnouts. I keep repeating that to the car, and I hope that one day it gets it. But I'm getting closer because I'm running out of stuff to jack with. So I've cleaned up so much stuff in this. There's not much left to do. So I'm hoping that the car's like, okay, I guess we'll run and go have fun now. Yes. So it's just one of those weird things that you notice when you're working on cars. Some cars, like the Miata barely fights me. It really wants new parts. It loves new parts. There's not a lot of stuff that has to get done. Same thing on the Viper. The Viper is very straightforward. The brakes, I can do all 4 brake pads in less than an hour on the Viper. That's taking the wheels off too, and cleaning everything. So that's how, the Viper likes to be worked on. The Miata likes to be worked on. This Limo, even the Grom likes to be worked on. The NC 700 is okay. It's like, yeah, sure. I'll take a new fairing. Yeah. Oh, you want to add saddlebags? Sure. So it's one of those very odd things. I've never had a vehicle fight me, as hard as this. The Jerry Maguire thing's funny. Help me help you. Yeah. I want it to be a happy car again. I know for a very long time it was unhappy. So I want it to be excited about going out and being with people and cruising down the road. I really want that. The one other thing that I did while I was away was, since I'm new down here, I'm still figuring out routes to different areas, not taking the highway. Because 75, they joke around, it's like a NASCAR track. That's not a joke. That super speeder law was put in for a very, very solid reason. You can be in the left lane and you can be doing 100 miles an hour and you'll have a Kia Soul jam up on you and pass you. So that's a real thing. So this car, probably not a good highway car. It's fine at 80. I was testing it in Mexico. The air ride system is awesome. It's super smooth, but with the water in here and everything else, surface streets are going to be a better option, or towing it, which, okay. So I went and found, I was running a bunch of other errands yesterday, and I found a route to go north. It's a common route here. It's called Tamiami Trail, but there's also some other side roads, some larger 4-lane roads off of Tamiami Trail that I can take up to Sarasota. And technically I can go all the way to Orlando, but if I needed to, I could go up to Bradenton and up to Tampa, St. Pete. So, although taking this over the Sunshine Skyway Bridge would be awesome. That would be pretty cool. We'll definitely do a video of that. That would just be fun. You don't have to haul ass over that, even though tons of people do. So, yeah, finding the other routes is going to be fun, just because it'll take a little bit longer, 20 minutes, half hour longer to get wherever you're going, but it's going to be worth it, just for, whoa, come back here, just for the safety of the car and having fun and keeping everything cool. So, yeah, that bridge is really cool, especially if you get a chance, check it out during the holidays or check it out at night. They light it up at night, and they either light the base or the big support cables, and it's really cool. They do a very good job of that, 4th of July and Christmas and all that stuff. They have a lot of fun with it. So yeah, finding routes to take this car on has been interesting. What I really need to do, and I'll probably do the same route to Fort Myers. We'll do back roads, surface streets to Punta Gorda. Punta Gorda is actually very close, and Fort Myers is very close. And we'll do the back streets to that. And then from there, we'll take Tamiami Trail, and we can take that all the way down to Naples. And that's almost a coastline drive. It pretty much runs parallel with 75. The difference is Tamiami Trail has stoplights, and 75 doesn't have any stoplights. So, but taking this to Naples will be fun as hell. I just found out the most expensive house in the United States is in Naples. It's in a little neighborhood called Port Royal, and it's unbelievable. It's an unbelievable house. And what did I say? $350 million, something like that, for this house. It's absolutely insane. When I was first looking at houses down here, my friend Lance said, "Hey, you should look in Port Royal, see if there's anything available." And I said, "Oh yeah, sure." I don't know where Port Royal is, and so I go to Realtor.com and I look at Port Royal, and the cheapest dump, tiniest house in Port Royal is $8 million. That's the hovel. That's the super base model is $8 million. And so when I found this place, I told Lance, I go, "Hey, I got a place in Port Charlotte. Port Charlotte, Port Royal, basically the same thing. They're not even close. They're not." And Port Royal is a very small community. It's maybe 200 houses, but they're all just gigantic, absolutely gigantic. So, yeah, taking this and cruising I don't know if you can cruise into Port Royal. There might be a big gate, but we'll get as close as we can. Cruise through Port Royal with this car would be a lot of fun. Anywhere in Naples would be a lot of fun. We'll definitely go to Mercado. Scott's told me that he wants this car at Mercado, and Lance says he wants it there too. We'll also do Fifth. What is it? Ferrari's on Fifth or Cars on Fifth, whatever it is. We'll do that too. And then there was another event in Naples. I can't remember what it was. But we'll do some events in Naples. We'll do tons of stuff in Sarasota, Cars and Coffee and the other stuff. We'll be at Freedom Factory with this car a ton. And we'll cruise around Tampa. We'll have a good time. So if you're looking for this car, it'll be everywhere between Naples and Tampa. And I'm working on routes to get the car there fast without putting anybody at risk and making it easy to drive with all the water in it. So we'll have a good time with it. Do not expect this thing to do 100 miles an hour everywhere. It is very happy at 45. It is very happy at 40. So that's what we cruise at. That's what's going to happen. This is not a speed demon car. This is not a land speed record car. We're not going to get any Nürburgring lap times with this car, but we will take it to Road Atlanta, or maybe take it to Sebring. Sebring's really bumpy though, but the air ride would probably help. I don't know. Maybe we do lap times at Sebring and Daytona and Road Atlanta and have some fun with it. So that's the plan with the car. We now have routes that we can drive it on. So the car runs and drives great. It's the electronics and some of the other stuff that we're trying to finish, and then the plumbing for the hot tub. So to get this electronics done will be huge, because then we can literally, the hot tub stuff is plug and play. It's a couple of plugs and a couple of pieces of pipe, and the hot tub's ready to go. The harder part is the storage tank and the dump and fill. That's why we need all this stuff in place, so we can hit a button, the thing fills up, hit a button, the thing empties. That's what we need, and that's why we're doing all of this stuff in prep for that. So it's coming. So we're very close. Very, 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 very close. We come closer every day. The downside is I get fails like this. You know, this one tank, you guys don't know. These are actually the water tanks that were originally in the car. This is kind of my little workbench right now. The lower tank, the big 45-gallon tank, he failed. The whole bottom ripped out of him. So we have to do a new tank. We're going to do a new aluminum tank in the back. One tank instead of two separates. And it'll be aluminum so it can be heated. It'll be aluminum so it can be cooled. We can actually open it up and put ice in there. So yeah, because down here it gets hot. I can confirm that. I can absolutely confirm that it gets hot down here. It was like 95 today, and then it started raining, and it went down to 93. So yeah. So yeah, we've got electronics. Tomorrow night, we'll figure out which one works. Either the white, which used to be beige. Oh, you can see the beige now inside. It's so bad. I don't even know why they still use this color. So the white versus the black, it's not a racial thing. That's just what colors they are. And then we'll figure out which one has enough juice to run those poppers. I'm hoping for 10 amps. I don't think that's going to work. I think I need at least 20. So we'll get it figured out. And yeah. Little tiny things. These are the updates that I like to give you guys. Let you know that I am working on this stuff all the time, but I want to bring you results and show you the cool stuff without. I'm trying not to bore you. You guys don't want to sit here and watch me like heat shrink this. I know that would be fun for one of them, but to do all of these wires, you guys don't want to watch that. So if I do have stuff prepared, it's because it's very monotonous or it's very dull. It's not that I'm trying to hide anything from you guys. Like heat shrinking all of this and cutting all the heat shrink, you guys don't want to see me cut heat shrink for all this. I promise. I will tell you, hey, I cut heat shrink for this and this and this, and show you the, hey, look, we cut heat shrink for these guys, and it goes on like that. There you go. But I promise I'm not going to cut anything important won't be cut out. So I promise I'll keep all that stuff. If something does get done and I want to show it to you guys, I'll redo it. I have no problem going back and showing you how I did something. You know, how self-tapping screws work. See those guys? Those are self-tappers. God, I love them. So go back and do something again, and I'll show you, like on a piece of wood or whatever. I'll show you how stuff works. That way you can do it on your own. Like the custom wiring that we did. You guys are looking at the wrong side. Sorry. I've been staring at this for 2 weeks now. This is our custom wiring for the license plate up and down. And that's why we couldn't use the large relay box, which we're going to use for the headlights, because there's no way to custom wire it like this. And this way, when you turn the key on, the license plate lowers. When you turn the key off, the license plate raises up and hides itself. So that's how we got these guys wired up. Again, these guys are probably going to be spares. This is our fuse for this, and our power and ground. So this grounds to chassis right there. So I think that's it for tonight. Like I said, I'm waiting on the other ones. We'll do everything tomorrow, and we'll test out and see which one goes, and see which one shows and which one goes, right? We'll keep it simple. What the hell? What is happening with my hair? I don't know. Maybe I need another haircut. Go outside for 2 seconds. Just all blows up. Anyway, and you guys don't say anything, which is, or you're probably just laughing at it, and that's fine. That's fine. Cool. If you guys have any questions, comments, whatever, please put them down below. Shoot me a message, send me a text, shoot me an email, whatever. I'm happy to answer the questions. If there's, if there's something you want to see regarding inside the car, the plumbing, the wiring, the engine stuff, we'll do some Holly Sniper stuff later. And if there's something you want to see, let me know, and I have the new camera, so we can get in close and we can check stuff out. I'll get you as much detail as possible, and I'll do as much stuff on the spot as possible. Like I said, if it's going to be monotonous or kind of dull, then I'll do it, and I'll just show you guys that I actually did it. You'll probably get a before and after. Hopefully that's enough. That's why my hair isn't. Oh yeah, well, you have long hair, so you can get away with that. I haven't had long hair in a long time. There's actually pictures of me out there with like past my shoulders, all of it. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out tonight. I know it's late. I know it's a Saturday night and you got a million other things to do, but I appreciate you guys hanging out, and thanks to all the new subscribers. You guys are great. I'm glad you're enjoying this. I'm glad you're with me on this 26-foot long journey, and hopefully you're having as much fun as I'm not having. Hopefully you're learning something. If you're learning something from this, or getting a giggle out of it, that's all I need. If you're learning something, that's my payment. Because like I said, I don't get paid anything for this. So if someone comes in and said, "Hey, thanks for showing me the custom relay wiring. That's really cool. I used it for my XYZ and it works great." That's what I really need. That's my whole payment for doing all of this stuff, spending hours and thousands of dollars and all of this. If I get one email that says, "Hey, thanks for showing me, ABC on the Viper, saved me tons of money and I learned a whole bunch," that's all I need. That's the payment. That's the payment right there. Everything else is gravy. So I appreciate the subscribers. I'm glad you guys like what I'm doing. I'll keep doing it as long as I can. As long as I can. When we're done with one project, we'll start another project. We have the Monza back in Ohio. The race cars always are going to need something. Always are going to need something. That's why they're race cars. So Thanks everyone for hanging out tonight. Thanks for enjoying the shorts. I'm glad you guys do. And we'll come back tomorrow night. I'll be earlier tomorrow night, and we'll compare the. It's the wrong thing. We'll compare the relays, remote control relays, and see which one is going to work best for this setup. And don't forget to show someone that you love them. Give me a kiss on the cheek. Give me a kiss on the tip of their nose. Hold their hand. Give it a squeeze. It's really important for them, but it's far more important for you. All right. Thanks, everyone. We will catch you. We'll catch you tomorrow night. We'll be earlier tomorrow night. Okay. All right. Where the hell did this wolf spider go? Here, Wolfie, Wolfie.